Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. We're here for Niall's thoughts, and today we are talking about Watford, who have sacked Claudio Ranieri. This happened just before I went live yesterday for the transfer talk, and I can't say I'm honestly surprised. I can't. And lots of people are attacking Watford. And look, I understand they've gone through more managers than I've had hot dinners, but we have to be realistic. Ranieri got 7 points out of, I think, his last 17 games. Name me one manager that survives that, because I don't think they do. Now, I suppose the interesting bit is they didn't even give Ranieri a transfer window, right? But we know what Watford are about. We know you ain't getting that time. You've got to hit the ground running. You've got to perform. Now, he beat Ollie's United. That's 4 points out of what? 16 games? I mean, that's 1 win, 1 draw, and how many losses? Like, what, 14 losses minimum? Or they've drawn 4 games? Like, it's a joke. It is it's unbelievable how people are attacking Watford for this. That form is disgusting. That form would not be survived by anyone. And let's look at the table, because Ranieri's Watford, they sit 19th. They've drawn 2 games. They've won 4, and they've lost 14. But most of them wins came under Zisco. It's a joke. Like, people cannot attack Watford for getting rid of Ranieri. I think 2 wins may have come under Ranieri. I think only 2. I think he got 2 wins, 1 draw. Like, and people are telling Watford that is acceptable to carry on for the rest of the season. Now, I'm not defending Watford in their high turnover of managers, because it's not acceptable. You have to give some sort of time. But that form is not acceptable. You cannot go in with that form. And people may want to go in at Watford and now may disgustingly say, I hope they get relegated. Well, I don't think they understand what football's about, because I'm pretty sure I saw Goldbridge saying he hopes Watford get sacked, but relegated. But he had absolutely no worries saying that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be sacked. So the hypocrisy from so many people going, no, it's not acceptable that happens. Chelsea fans are doing it. They wanted Lampard gone. They said sack Lampard. You know, it's absolute, it's hysterical. And Liverpool fans, you wanted Roy Hodgson out, and rightly so, because unfortunately in football it is a results business. There is no doubt that his form and the form of Watford was not good enough. Therefore, he had to go. Something had to change. Now, you can sit there on your high horse with a river of hypocrisy running underneath, because that's what you're living on. You are literally sitting on a chair with hypocrisy running through and below yourself. You are literally a prick. If you're saying, it's not right to sack Ranieri, well, it wasn't right to sack Ollie. It wasn't right to sack Lampard. It wasn't right to sack Roy Hodgson. It wasn't right to sack anyone. If that's the way you want to go, no one should get sacked. Because if 7 points out of your last 17 games isn't enough to get you the sack, I really don't know what else is. Now, they lost 3-0 to Norwich, who had sacked their manager previously in the season. And that has turned out to be a very good bit of business, which is why my favourites to stay up are, in fact, Norwich. Because I think when you compare the whole package as a whole, I think Norwich have the best package with manager and players. I think Norwich are the best in terms of the whole package. Now, Watford may have some good players, and they may have had injuries. Congratulations, welcome to football. Not every player is available at every time. And I'm afraid in the Premier League, there is no second chances. If you don't get it right the first time, there's a good chance you're getting sacked. Only some managers have survived going through bad periods. Hassan Hootel, but he is trusted to take Southampton where they need to go. Jurgen Klopp was trusted to take Liverpool where to go. Pep was trusted to take City. There's not many managers that have gone through bad form and have been given extra chances. I think Ollie was, but ultimately his sacking was inevitable. But don't forget, Goldbridge called for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to lose his job. But the minute Watford sack a manager, absolute mayhem. It's pandemonium from him. It's a shitty remark from, quite honestly, quite a shitty human. And that's my personal opinion. Because if you're attacking Watford for trying to stay in the Premier League by sacking a manager whose form was absolutely atrocious, then I don't think you understand football too well. You certainly don't understand modern day football. No longer are there times where you get to sit and have poor form and be given time to fix it. That's no longer the case because of the money held within the Premier League, because of the money you get for being in the Premier League. That is why clubs can no longer allow their managers time to create a project and fix a project. You're not given that time. And whilst I might disagree with that completely, I'm afraid that is just the way football is. It's just the way that that society is now. You're no longer given that time to succeed. You have to hit the ground running. 7 points out of 17 games, or however many he played, is a joke. Is a joke. Let me be very clear on that. That is a joke. And there is no way people can defend that. There is no way you can sit there and say losing 3-0 to Norwich means you can keep your job. He's lost to Norwich, who are in a relegation dogfight with them. And they haven't just been beaten 1-0 or 2-1 or 3-2. They've been battered 3-0. There was no fight. There was no hope. There was no way Watford were going to win that match. So I'm afraid they've had to make a change. That's just the way football is. But the other thing that we need to talk about is who Watford are looking at next. And I have always said, you look at the clubs that are doing it right. They're getting younger managers and they're giving them a bit of time. You look at Palace with Patrick Vieira. Even Dean Smith to a degree with Norwich, because he's not exactly old, is he? But who are Watford going to go get? Yes, they are dragging Roy Hodgson out of retirement, dusting off the cobwebs and going, please keep us in the Premier League. It's a joke. You have to, for me, you have to get younger managers who understand the league with fresh ideas. Because modern day football has evolved from Roy Hodgson, from Sam Allardyce, from, Pardew, all of it. They change. Football is no longer this dinosaur sport where you can basically play like Burnley. Burnley look like they're going down this year. Brentford are going to stay up, but Brentford try to attack. This is what I mean. You need younger managers with fresh ideas to help your clubs. It's what you're going to need. But no, Watford are going to dust down Roy Hodgson. They're going to try and keep him. Try and keep him up. I mean, talk about a shitty situation for Watford fans. And I feel for them. I really do feel for them because I think they've got some quality players there. But ultimately, they're going to go down because I don't think Roy Hodgson is going to be able to turn this ship around. I don't think they should have sacked Xisco. I don't think they should have sacked him. But they did. And I think this is all Watford's doing because they've become greedy. I think when they sacked him, he was 13th, 14th in the Premier League. They wanted more. They got greedy. And now they're going to fuck up their entire season and get relegated back to Sky Bet Championship, all because they just got greedy. They wanted more. They wanted what Brentford had. They wanted what Wolves had. They wanted to win the league by any stretch of the imagination or finish top half. Or I don't know what the expectations were because when you've just been promoted from a championship, I'm pretty sure year one expectations stay in the damn league. But no, they didn't do that. And unfortunately for them, it looks like they're going to go back down. But that's my thoughts. There've been some quite strong thoughts. If I've upset anyone, I apologise. But unfortunately, you're hypocrites. Everyone who is having a go at Watford for sacking a manager who was in poor form, you're a hypocrite. You are a hypocrite. I'm sorry to say, you're a hypocrite. Yes, Watford have made errors, but not on this one. The one you should be calling out is one they sacked earlier in the season, not Ranieri. Ranieri deserved to be sacked. The one before didn't. So if you want to call out Watford for anything, that's the one. But yeah, all of these now elitist mentality fans who support a top six club going in at Watford, hoping they get relegated, you know, because they've sacked a manager who is in poor form. I suggest you grow up a bit. But those were my thoughts. Before you do go, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And please leave your comments in the comment section down below. I'd love to engage with some of you on what you think Watford should have done or shouldn't have done, and what you think of Roy Hodgson. It looks like he's going to be a new manager. But until next time, thanks for watching and peace out.